All right, welcome to the Be Strong Show. I am your host, Michelle Shirley, CEO and Chief Heart Officer for Be Strong International. If you have not heard about Be Strong, listen, you are missing out. We are coming in hot. 2024 is going to be an amazing year for us, and we couldn't do this without the support of viewers like you. We are moving individuals and families from brokenness to wholeness. When we talk about brokenness, we're talking about the negative traumas, the patterns, the things that people find themselves, the lies, the misconceptions that people believe that hold them back from walking into their true calling, their true purpose, their true self. And we're all about heart skills. So we're teaching heart skills to people all over the world. We're doing parenting workshops, marriage workshops. We're talking to young people about avoiding toxic relationships and what does a healthy relationship even look like. So join us, join the movement, BeStrongIntl.org. All right, so today we're going to move forward in our amazing guest today. His name is Doug Skoke. He is from Benjamin Douglas. He is the Vice President of Business Development. Welcome, Doug, to the show.
Thank you so much for having me, Michelle. Great to be here.
Yes. And we had like a show before the show, right? We were talking about so many things, right? Catching up on life,
it's
right?
Like being with family.
Yes. Aw. And I call you that too. This is amazing. So I want us to talk a little bit about how we met. I was the brave soul that pinged you on the sea of LinkedIn, right? This land of LinkedIn. And that was interesting for me because I was still working my way around LinkedIn, trying to see who's who. And you kept popping up with these really amazing motivational messages. And I said, you know what? I'm having a retreat and I need someone to come and speak to my team. And I'm very particular about who I bring to my team to impart into them goodness and really, positive messages. And you were spot on.
Oh,
And there were so many good reviews about what you shared.
it's beautiful.
Amazing. So I don't know how you felt on your end about.
I was absolutely, I was blown away. It was one of the finest experiences of my life, certainly of adulthood. And it's that feeling when somebody sees something in you and believes in you, arguably even more than you believe in yourself. And that's what your phone call and our connection represented to me and that opportunity.
That's so sweet.
And it was electric.
Yeah.
It was fire.
Yeah, it was.
And I am a preparer, usually. Over-prepare sometimes. I drive myself nuts. And I distinctly remember going into that, I had notes written down, and I knew the direction I was, because we had talked about the direction to take the talk in. But when it was go time, it was all from the heart and not from the head. And I didn't need any notes. And I knew after that, walking out, yeah.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
And the team was like, yeah. And we took this whole group picture
awesome.
And it was awesome. The team is fabulous. I mean,
And then it's been a love story from there with your organization.
Yeah, I know, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. There was something that was powerful to me, and I don't know. I'm wondering, am I treading into bad, territory here? But there was something powerful that I learned from you. And it was, you had mentioned a situation where you were with an employer and you realized this wasn't the job for you.
Yeah.
And that employer gave you the grace and the time to find something that fit, where you wanted to be. And I said, wow.
Yeah.
I want to be that kind of leader.
Yeah.
Where if people feel like this isn't a fit, instead of the typical, getting upset or, just go ahead and quit. And stories that I hear from candidates that even come and apply to work with us, when they talk about what they've experienced, I remember that story often, and I want to be able to provide that space for people.
I feel like
yeah.
you do.
Yeah. I'm trying. I don't think I was always there.
I think you are the epitome of what, when I think of a servant leader, I think of Michelle Shirley. I really do. And that story is true. And I want to be careful also a little bit just about the particulars
right.
Of it.
Right.
But it's accurate. And in any organization, you know, and in my field, Benjamin Douglas, so we're in the staffing and recruiting industry. So I get a taste of it from both a candidate's perspective as well as a hiring company's perspective. And the companies that really thrive and are able to create welcoming cultures is not what some may think, which is sit around the circle and everybody, you know, sings kumbaya. It's not. It's allowing, though, the space for people to have open and honest conversations and to be able to have healthy debates. And then more germane to the point that you were just making, it's environments where you're comfortable giving feedback, candid feedback to one another. Yeah. And all of that can be wrapped up under an umbrella of treating people like people and not transactions. And all too often, this is what happens. Yeah. You know, human beings are treated as transactions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything is measured on what did you do for me yesterday or vice versa.
What's the ROI?
It is. And for somebody to really thrive, you know, professionally, it's if you think about it, it's really a win-win. If you're able to sit down with an employee and give them the space and the grace and the honesty and to have a constructive dialogue and figure out what's working and maybe what's not working for both parties and just be concentrated on finding the fit, whether the fit remains within the organization in another position.
Right.
They may thrive and shine.
Right.
Or whether it's not in the organization because it's not really working at whatever level it needs to. Then you make that decision to part ways together in the most, you know, humane way as you possibly can.
Yeah, yeah. I think, though, there's a real challenge when I've seen this in my, you know, years. People come from other places and have had really bad experiences to where they don't feel comfortable being open and honest at all. As much as I may say, listen, you know, I started a meeting the other day telling them, like, listen, you can tell me this idea sucks and I'm going to be fine, right?
Yeah.
And you really have to, like, encompass that and wear that. There are challenges, though, when I think as a leader, you want and you expect a team member to be honest. And you can't get that, right? Mm-hmm. And I think in that case, the challenge is for the leader to sort of be patient.
For sure.
And just say, whenever you're ready, I'm here. Mm-hmm. And still being truthful with a lot of grace.
For sure.
About what's missing.
And to what's this? To walk the talk. And I can put it in other terms, not giving feedback terms, but it's still, we can apply it in different areas.
Right.
So if a company has a unlimited vacation policy, which, you know, it seems to be
the thing,
the soup du jour these days, right? Then the company better honor that.
Right. Yeah.
And not respond to employees who are submitting their requests, if you will, for the days off, and then be met with, well, didn't you just take 3 days off,
right? You
know, 2 weeks ago,
right?
But don't we have an unlimited vacation? Right. You understand, like the friction there?
Yes.
It sort of becomes incongruent.
Right.
The company's championing this unlimited vacation policy, but when an employee then is taking their vacation, they're met
backlash,
with right.
Yeah. And I think that's a great example. I think that again, I think leaders have to really be held accountable to what it is that they're saying, and not just putting those benefits out there for the sake of recruitment.
Right.
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 And I also think there's a part, like I said again, where leaders have to do a great job of providing that space for employees to feel comfortable. And I've been able to have employees tell me, hey, this is not the path that I want to be on. Where can I go? And even after they leave me, I just tell them, you know what? I will always be here as a unbiased
That's right.
reference for whatever you need.
That's
because
right.
I didn't get here by myself. And you probably are not going to get to where you need to be by yourself, right?
We live in an interdependent world.
Yeah.
Sure.
But it takes great courage to do that. And it takes great courage. I think I had to learn a few years back that no matter what you offer and what you give and how much you give, sometimes too that's not where that person is right now. They want to move on and touch, and that's okay, right? And letting them fly.
So that's
Let them fly.
that's it is.
Let them
Isn't
fly.
that interesting though?
Yeah.
Because you are the chief heart officer,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
You're the CEO.
Yeah.
So do you have mixed feelings when you hire somebody and mentor them
Right.
and they shine and they excel, and then it's time for them
Yes.
to fly, and on the inside, by
Darn it.
gosh,
I put all this.
exactly.
Yeah.
But I knowing you as I know you, you're
Yeah.
also genuinely very happy for that person because
Yeah, but I haven't always been there. I can tell you that, right? I think it takes that first time of knowing like, oh my gosh, this feels strange. This feels different. This doesn't feel right. But I've always been genuine in my response. At the end of the day, the heavens declare what's happening between us. And you're going to be great and I'm going to be great.
Yeah.
And I think I had to learn that because I think in the past I would take it a little bit personal. Like, no, we're a great place to work. Don't leave us now, and not thinking about that other person and what they need that I probably cannot give anymore. Right. So it's the mother hen letting
that's
go.
a lot of growth.
Yes. It took a long time to get there, but I feel much better where I am today in that. And, yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. That's good. That's some good stuff.
No, I mean and it's all about culture, right?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
I think it is.
it is.
Can I speak highly of your organization, or do we not do that?
Yes,
on
we
this?
can. I feel bad because this is about you.
No, it's the.
I'm like this kind of turned to like me and be strong.
I could tell. No, but it's. I think it's on point here. I could tell. After I met the team, when you invited me in to have just great dialogue, I could tell because vibrations don't lie. I'll tell you that. It might sound weird to some people, but vibes don't lie.
Right.
And the vibe in the room was amazing. I felt like, and maybe there were 40 people at the time around, and everybody had the same vibration. Everybody was rowing in the same direction. Everybody was committed to the cause. And I knew at that point what an exceptional leader you are, because it really all does come from the top. And cultures, healthy cultures are not easy things to build, and maybe even harder to maintain.
Yeah, that's true. Thank you, Doug.
Yeah.
Aw,
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Yay. I want to go, since we're on this topic of culture,
Yep.
and I want you to talk a little bit about the firm
Sure.
you work for, and then I have a question for you. So let's share a little
Okay,
bit
cool.
about your firm and what you do.
Awesome. So I like to call myself a senior stakeholder.
Nice.
Sounds good, right?
Yes.
As the Vice President of Business Development with Benjamin Douglas. So we are a boutique-sized and how we operate, very high touch, staffing firm.
Nice.
Contingency based, meaning we only, earn a fee, if you will, if we're successful in what we do, when we make a placement with a client. So it's an interesting business model. I mean, it is like a plaintiff's attorney who has to put all the time and energy into working up a case to take it to trial.
Right.
And if they don't get a verdict in their favor,
Yeah.
they don't earn any money.
Yeah.
So I kind of like it because we're good at what we do.
That's good.
We care a lot about what we do. And it makes me, as the head of the business development side, really hone my game and make sure that the clients that I'm bringing in are good clients, that we can be partners with them because we have to be successful in order to earn money.
Right.
So the areas that we specialize in, meaning the talent that we place around, is typically around sales, marketing, and a whole bunch of different technology.
Okay.
And there are usually mid to senior level roles.
Okay.
Most of our client base is located in the Tri-County area here.
Okay. Okay.
And yeah, I love it.
Awesome. And are there requirements for being a firm that works with you guys? I mean, is there a certain type of revenue that you have to have, or is this?
I appreciate the question. No, we tend to thrive though with SMB, like small and mid-sized businesses.
Okay.
Usually even later stage startups that are funded,
Okay.
but scaling pretty rapidly, we really thrive in that environment too. Okay. The only place that we don't necessarily shine is with like Fortune 100 companies.
Okay.
Where we're just not sized for that.
Yeah. Okay, got it.
It's a different deal.
Especially too, I guess because you're a thought partner.
Correct.
With those firms.
I like the
And
way you said that.
Yeah. Okay, I get it. Awesome.
Yeah.
To that note, I want to ask you something.
You bet.
So shout out to Hector from ADP who sent me this. And,
Hector, thank you.
I want to talk about key
Is Hector
workplace
cool?
trends. He's very cool.
All right.
Very cool. Key workplace trends in 2024. So I want to read this.
Okay.
It says more workers are returning to the office. 64% of leaders globally predict a full return to in-office working by 2026.
Yeah, we're feeling that.
Yeah?
We're feeling that. Yeah, big difference from when we were obviously 100% remote.
Right.
Most of the world was. And then, but employment, there was still a high demand for placements. It was an interesting time for us because what we could do on the candidate side was start sourcing for different positions with a huge net across the whole country.
Right. Of course, right? You could
So that
work
really
you could
opened
work
things
anywhere.
up.
Yeah.
It sure did. Yeah. Yeah. Obviously, that now that pendulum has swung back, and I'm not going to opine too much of my personal feelings about,
Right.
that trend, if you will.
Right.
I think it's more important just to say, yeah, it's there, and it's changed things. From a candidate standpoint, it's a very important consideration, and what I'm seeing most of is more of a hybrid situation.
Okay. Right.
So maybe a handful on one hand of our clients right now are back, full 5 days.
Okay.
The majority would be somewhat of like a 3-2 split, 3 days in the office, 2 days out type of thing.
Nice.
But from an employee's standpoint, a candidate standpoint, that's something they want to get a really good understanding of, on the front end, so there's no surprises.
Yeah.
What's
that makes
the
sense.
expectation? And if it is 5 days a week, is it 5 days a week from here on out? Or is there a period of time, let's say arbitrarily after 3-6 months, where if I'm performing in my role, whatever that role is at a certain level, does the company support then moving into a hybrid? There's a lot of different ways to look at this.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That's
it's there. And what did you say, 64%?
64%.
Yeah, that sounds...
Yeah. By 2026.
Yep.
Yeah. We're doing a lot of direct services, so it's difficult for us to be hybrid.
Meaning your folks are in the field all the time.
Yeah, we're in the field. We do have office admin staff. I think one of the things too is that one of the fears for me was, and we do have hybrid, but it's making sure we cultivate still this
Sure.
happy, healthy culture, which could be trying for us online if we're not as, connected in person. And so without us having really like a solid, necessarily like HR partner, it takes all of management to be involved in creating this culture
Right.
for team members to still feel like the vibe and what
Right.
you were saying, that you don't want new people to come in and not experience that.
I agree.
So we've been walking that line and having our talks, but so far so good. But that's it's interesting to see that. And I'm sure candidates too are asking, if it's 5 days a week, how far am I driving?
Oh, for sure.
Right?
For sure.
Because it seems like
There's no doubt about
traffic
it.
is still horrible.
Terrible.
So what are the remote people doing?
It's
What's happening with remote? Because it doesn't seem like it did anything to traffic,
right.
right?
Right.
So-
and it's just going to get worse and worse now too, right?
Yeah.
Because more people are
Coming
going
back.
back to the office.
Yeah. Interesting. All right. The second one is really quickly, and you speak to this a lot, the ongoing support for mental well-being and preventing burnout, right? Can employers cultivate a culture of mental well-being? What have you seen that look like?
Well, what we've experienced on the candidate side, from an expectation of employers, so companies that they're interviewing with,
Right.
and it cuts across a lot of different generations. So I don't
Right.
want to pigeonhole it too much, but it goes beyond salary. Like candidates are looking at opportunities now from a very holistic standpoint. I guess that's what I would say, which is it's not just about
The salary
vacation
anymore.
time
and this.
and time off.
Got it.
It's about also not just the overall wellness piece, but what's the mission of the company? How are they engaged with the community?
Really?
Do I even get time off as an employee, maybe 3-4 days out of the year to do community service, paid time off?
Wow.
There's companies that are doing things like this as well. How involved are they on the wellness side, like with benefits? Meaning are they supporting some sort of, in a fun and gamified sort of way, exercise, weight loss, whatever it is. There's different ways. Some companies provide also access through apps for mental wellness,
Gotcha.
coaches,
Wow.
things of this nature.
So candidates are asking
Yeah.
about this stuff, especially the first part with
Yeah.
the giving back to the community and wanting those
Yeah.
3-4 days. Really?
That would be a little more generational, to be honest with you.
Right.
Folks a little
Generational
younger
shift.
than me.
Okay. Really?
Or a lot younger than
Yeah?
me. But
Want
yes,
that.
it's definitely.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's a great shift in our favor.
Yeah,
in the sector.
exactly.
That's wonderful to know.
Exactly.
Yeah, wow. That's pretty cool. Okay. Well, this was great. This part of our show was great. I do want to leave room for the fun, really fun stuff
It's
that we're
been
about to get
fun
into.
and really
right?
fun. Okay.
Social Yaks. You know about this game.
Of course I know about this game.
Okay. You've been our promoter of this game.
I've purchased the game.
You've seen our
can I look in the camera
documentary.
now?
You've seen our documentary that
have.
led to the creation of this game.
I did.
Right? We won. Yes, look in the camera.
It was
I don't wanna hold you back.
well, no. Now the document. Be strong at the table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The documentary that really launched
Has
the
that
game.
documentary gotten some
Oh
distribution?
my goodness. You know
Where's
what?
the camera? Because
It's right here. I
I'm
think
gonna tell you what. Be strong at the table. This is serious.
It's
a
huge.
serious testimony that should be required watching in schools and any other venues.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
it is. It's powerful.
Very,
It's, yeah.
very powerful.
We again that program needs support. So if anyone's listening, definitely right. We wanted to take it on tour because it was just so moving. But yeah, so the game
Yeah.
is really a byproduct of that experience. So Social Yaks is on sale. Please get it on now. We're on Amazon. We're on Etsy. And, of course, our own Be Strong website. So
You know what's so cool about it?
tell me what.
Because I'm somebody who abhors, if that's a word, like really can't
Yeah, it is a word.
stand
Yeah, you hate.
surface level conversation to begin with. Like, I don't like small talk. I really don't. I like to, if conversation was a pool,
Right.
show me the deep end. That's where I'm diving in. Let's go.
I don't know if the world is ready for the
I
deep end
understand
stuff.
that.
Okay.
I understand that. But I think it's very easy for us on a human to human basis to sort of fall back into just surface level conversation, which is fine. It's well intended.
Yeah.
But to really get to know somebody,
Yeah.
you know, and to be able to ask thought provoking questions, and that's what this is all about.
Yes. And it takes two
Of course.
or more, right?
Yeah.
To want to do that. So
Yeah.
we're going to dig into it because our
Okay.
time is running out.
All right.
So let's
no.
break the ice. Let's start here and read what you got to the audience there.
I have so the card is, what's your favorite quote? And
That's like the perfect question for you.
well, it is,
You have
but
like
there's
a
so
million.
many.
You have a million in your database
many
right now.
to choose from. So many to choose from. So the one that comes to mind right now, because it's just something that I'm really embracing, is a Seussism. So it's be who you are and say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. And that is all about being you,
Being you.
being your
I
true
love
self.
that.
Yeah,
I love that.
there you go.
Oh, let's do another one. That was really good.
This?
Yeah. Let's keep breaking
This
the ice.
is, what did you want to be when you were younger? Well, this is almost like a dream come true. I didn't want to be a talk show host, but I did want to be a weatherman. Like, you know, in front of the camera.
They're cracking up.
It's
my
the truth.
goodness.
It's the truth.
Really?
For real. So I went to University of Florida, and I
haters.
graduated with a BS in PR. Just sounds funny. But it was in the School of Journalism Communications, and that was the track I was getting into. Yeah, journalism and the news and broadcasting.
You're
and
so good. Like you.
I really wanted to be a weatherman, like Al Roker, like on one of those morning.
You're like
Yeah.
such a natural, though. You got your own
That-
LinkedIn show going on. You just got to keep doing what you're doing in
I'll
LinkedIn
keep
land.
pressing or manifesting,
Yeah.
and so this is kind of the closest thing to it. You want me to give you a weather
Yeah.
forecast for today, real quick?
No, go. We're gonna. Oh, we skipped one. Here's the.
How about partly cloudy with 100% chance of awesome? There you go. There's your weather forecast.
Go.
Oof. What is your definition of happiness? My definition of happiness is something that just has stuck with me for decades. And I think he's a motivational speaker. I don't even know if he's alive today. His name's Dennis Waitley. And his definition of success was the constant realization of worthy goals. And that has stuck with me forever.
That's awesome.
Because those goals could span anything.
Yeah.
Personal, professional,
Yeah.
your own self-actualization, whatever it is. The constant realization, so the pursuit of those, the working on it.
Yeah. I like that. Let's dig deeper because we're running out of time.
What do I admire most about myself? Well, first of all, I really don't love talking about myself, so I'm getting a little better with that. So aside from my good looks, is that what?
Whatever you
That was
feel.
sarcastic, by the way. Ta-da.
Do-do-do.
I'm going to go with my resiliency and ability to compartmentalize, which are sort of linked together.
I see that in you. We've had some
Yes, we have.
off the record talks.
Yes, we have.
And you are
It hasn't been an easy
definitely-
path,
No.
but the right path,
The right path.
for sure.
And you We're built for it.
I think so.
I know so.
Thank you.
You really are.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That means
Good
everything.
stuff. This is good stuff. Okay, I want you to read this one.
Read it to you.
Yes. This is where the game changes.
Okay. What are the two colors that represent me the most and why?
I would say yellow and I'm going to break the rule here. I had a friend who was into art and passed away and told me white isn't a color, but
Really?
yellow and white. I think yellow, the brightness of who you are as an individual. You just shine wherever you go. You just are. We know when Doug is in the room. That type of thing. Mm-hmm. I love that about you. The white, I feel like what you said earlier with the quote, you just go straight from the gut. You're straight from the heart. It's just pure.
It's beautiful.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
And I love that about you. And it's hard to find that these days. I think people still want to reserve a little piece of themselves, even in their friendships.
Yeah.
But I think with you, it's been great to have that kind of relationship where I can just say, hey, Doug, no, this is, or yes, right? And we talk about some deep things. And it's been great. So you're amazing.
You're amazing.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
We're both amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So any last words? We're over time.
I know we are over time. So we gotta
Go for it.
How about a pooism?
Go.
We're gonna end with a Winnie the Poohism.
Okay.
Okay. So Piglet asks Pooh, how do you spell love? And Pooh replies, Piglet, you don't spell love. You feel it. And that's what I feel with you, with your team, with your mission, with your organization. And the world can be a not nice place. And as we sort of turn the page to next year, I'm always now just trying to lead with love. And I don't hit the mark every time. I don't know that any of us do.
Right.
But what I've come to recognize the older I've gotten is that we never really know what's going on behind the scenes in anybody's life. So leading with that, like, curiosity and compassion and love as often as we can would be a nice message, I think. Or encouragement for myself and whoever else.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
The other few people that might be tuning in.
Watching, yeah.
But thank you so much for inviting me in and making me part of the Be Strong family and community, because I truly feel like it.
And there's more to come.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait.
Stay tuned. There's more to come. Some great news in 2024. Me and you.
Awesome.
Good stuff. Well, thank you today for being a part of our show and tuning in. As Doug said, I won't add anything else to it. Lead with love. Lead with compassion. And I want to add forgiveness.
Perfect.
Go into 2024. Let it go. Forgive. Say sorry. Walk in humility. And it'll be better for you and for everyone else around you. Talk to you soon.